Hi, I'm McRoberts, and this is my informative speech. These are my audience. Have you ever wanted to make sports more exciting? A good way to do it is sports gambling. I have followed sports for almost all my life. According to todayspick.net, $2.57 billion is bet legally each year. Over $380 billion is bet illegally. Illegally being online gambling and just through bookies. Bookie is a person that takes the bet for the gamblers. If the United States legalized gambling, they would get $10 billion a year in taxes. In my speech, I'm just going to focus on the legal part of gambling, which usually takes part in Las Vegas. To start, when you place a bet, there's something called juice, or a vig, which is the percent the house keeps for a bet. If you bet, for example, if you bet $50, then they get $5, which is 10% of the bet. When they make the line or the spread, you might ask who makes the line. It's done in Vegas by a group of people. They support the line for about 75% of sports books in Las Vegas, and other people just get the lines from them. In all games, there is a favorite and an underdog. Whichever team is favored, they make the line favoring that team. And the idea is for the line for everyone to bet on equal sides of the line. So you'll get the casino will win the juice, but that's it. There's three different kinds of lines. For football and basketball, there's a point spread, which is just the number of points the team's favored by, which can be half point, 2.5, 3, for example. It can be any number. Baseball is a money line. The favorite would be like minus, so you have to bet $130 to win 100. It'd be like minus 130. If you're favored, then it's plus. If you bet 100, say it's plus 200. You bet 100 to win 200. And the other one is horse racing. They use odds, which, for example, is you could be 2 to 1, 3 to 1. There's usually 20 horses in a race. So depending on how many horses, it could be 6 to 1. Other bets in horses include if you win, place your show. Winning is if you only win if you get the one horse. If you bet to place, it's the first 2, and if you bet to show, it's the first 3. There's other kinds of bets for horse racing too, such as quinillas, exactas, all kinds of bets. The way Vegas makes their money is they want as many bets as possible coming in, so they can make the juice. There's all different kinds of bets. For example, some of them are called gimmick bets. Parlay, proposition bets, or teasers. Parlay is where you can bet multiple bets and it increases the payout. For example, if you bet 2 games, it's 13 to 5. If you bet 3 games, it's 6 to 1. If you bet on 4 teams, it's 10 to 1. But you have to win every bet for you to win. It takes you win, or you lose the bet if one of them loses. A proposition bet is basically a specific outcome. It can be any number of things. You can bet on who shoots first in the game, who makes the most 3-pointers, anything, who would win the league. It's just exotic bets. A teaser is where you can buy points, and you can get the line to move certain amount, but you don't get as much money. You have to pay a percentage for the spread to move. And there's many ways to gamble, but online gambling is actually legal in the United States. So all online sites are offshore, which take place all over, probably usually in the Caribbean. According to GamblingStats.com, there are 110 sport-related sites. Some of them include Bodog, SportsBetting.com, BetUs.com. There's a countless number of online sites. You can also, online sites have casino games, which are pretty risky because you don't really know what are behind those. They could be rigged. There's also sites that you can get tips from professional gamblers, which you have to pay for, but pro gamblers will give their advice and give their picks for money. In history, there's been a lot of gambling scandals. The first, I'll let you know about a few. The first known was the 1919 World Series with the Black Sox. They fixed the World Series. 8 of their players threw the World Series and bet on the other team because they didn't like their manager, and that forced the 1920. In 1920, that forced the MLB to get a new commissioner of baseball, or create the commissioner of baseball. And there's a film about that, 1988 film, 8 Men Out, that depicts that. Another one is the 1951 college basketball point shaving scandal, where it was a span over 4 years. 20 players were convicted. They got jail time. Most recently, a referee named Tim Donaghy in 2007 was arrested for he was a referee that bet on his own games and bet on NBA games and gave information to bookies and gave information on how he's going to throw the game or how he's going to make it happen. And he got 11 months in jail. Betting on sports is becoming bigger each year. It's been growing slowly. And according to ESPN, 118 million Americans gambled in 2008. I gave you the basics on gambling, and you can try it someday.